So maybe I'll turn it over to you, Kendra, to hit play on a short video. This is from our project launch, and it'll give us the opportunity to celebrate what we've accomplished so far.
Sorry, 1 second, Shauna, the video changed. Just give me 1 sec.
As Kendra's pulling that up, I'll just flag, we'll see some familiar faces, and it's really the opportunity to say thank you for your participation in our project launch.
Kendra, there's no sound.
Today marks the first day of our EPIC journey. We may be spending only the next year planning and building, but this new tool is going to transform us forever.
The digital transformation will empower our patients to have access to their own secure personal health information using a patient portal, also known as MyChart.
That's great. It's really a fun way to just take a moment to stop and recognize the incredible effort that went into the project launch. Those activities took place over October 27th and 28th, and that success was possible because of the dedication and commitment from all of our leaders, our subject matter experts and project team members, all of those who are working to support the various councils and the committees. And what's really most exciting about this point in time is that Joseph Brant experts and leaders from all care areas are actively reviewing the future systems features, and they're making decisions on a very rapid basis that will shape the best outcomes for our patients and users, as well as the community we serve. So as we move through the agenda, please do reflect on how these councils and committees are enabling subject matter experts to bring frontline perspectives into the process. And this is really, really critical for the success of the project. And with that, I'll turn it over to Evan for his update.
Great, thanks, Shauna. Hi, everyone. So just a little bit about where we are in terms of the overall project schedule. So this is actually our last week of pre-work. So that's the stage that EPIC likes to refer to as where you really sort of set the foundation and get all the pieces and structures in place to really sort of let the rest of the project run smoothly and ensure that we're getting that sort of, the right level of input from frontline leaders and end users that Shauna was just talking about. So after this week, we're going to move into what we call the build and workflow walkthrough phase. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's really where you sort of move from just understanding a little bit about EPIC and EPIC understanding a little bit about us to actually starting to make decisions and really start to prepare for whatever level of change and change management is needed in very specific workflows and different areas of the organization. Part of that will be building on the councils that have been up and running and meeting for the last about 6 weeks and establishing some focused work groups. The work groups are all being set up really in partnership with the relevant council chairs and the project leads that are supporting those councils. And so starting in Build Wave 1, which is roughly the month of December, and then Build Wave 2, which is roughly the month of January, we'll have even more opportunities to engage with experts to really sort of ensure that Dovetail's being built and adopted in JBH in the way that we need it to work here. That phase of the project that's really focused on making key build decisions and getting ready for change management will really last until the end of March, and then we'll move into the next phase of the project, which is all about getting ready for all of that, those sort of system build decisions that we've just made. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in subsequent leader calls. This one is really just to preview that we're almost finally done with pre-work and really going to get into the heart of the project with some build decisions. On the next slide, we're just giving everybody a bit of a preview of some of the communication and engagement activities that will be happening between now and the rest of the calendar year. So there will be a newsletter coming out in the same way that they have been to leaders, all staff, and professional staff at the end of November. That will kick off the third Staff Pulse survey. So this is, as Shauna mentioned, a good way to just provide feedback, let us know what's going well, encourage your teams to provide feedback on what's going well, what's not going well, what they'd like to see more or less of in the future. In the month of December, we'll have a couple more newsletters just to keep everybody informed and aware of what's going on. We'll have our monthly leader call, and then we'll have a town hall. We have taken a little bit of a break from the town halls while we did the orientation days at the end of October, but we're going to get back into that regular cadence of town halls starting in December that you can see there. Another big aspect of engagement that you just see on that slide is kicking off the super user planning sessions. So really starting next week and going through the end of December. And that's what Stephanie and Colette are going to speak to in a little bit more detail. So I'll turn it over to you guys to take us through that part.
Thanks, Evan. Okay, so as Evan mentioned, we're now moving out of pre-work and starting to really begin planning and preparing for go live. Today, we want to begin socializing the concept of peer support and introducing an important role that will help ensure each department's success. Super users are not technical experts by default. They're trusted team members who understand how work really gets done at the department level. Their job is to help guide their departments through the transition and to support everyone as we adopt the new system. They play a key role in several key areas. So first being change management. They'll be key in helping their teams understand what is changing and why. Next would be end user adoption. By offering that peer-to-peer support, they help make sure staff feel confident in using the new tools and processes. They also support implementation activities by stepping in to answer questions and reinforcing training. Super users act as a bridge between IT and operations, bringing frontline insights to project team and sharing the important updates back with their department. Finally, they play a pivotal role in helping support real-time issue resolution during go live, ensuring any problems identified are addressed quickly. Overall, super users are champions for their department, helping everyone navigate the change smoothly and successfully. Next slide, please. Super users are essential partners in supporting frontline adoption. They provide skilled, ongoing support to their peers by assisting with training, sharing updates, and helping frontline staff adopt the new workflows with confidence. Their contributions make a direct and lasting impact on the department's success. Their commitment is crucial to ensuring the system delivers value where it matters the most. The information you're seeing on this slide provides an overview of the expectation and commitment required to support the role of super user, and ultimately, what do they have to do and how do they prepare to be super? Somewhere between 2 to 3 months before go live, super users will spend about 2 to 3 hours per month attending information sessions and reviewing material. Outside of that, most of their preparation happens on the job, working closely with their area manager to champion the new system and support the activities we mentioned earlier. During this phase, they will also complete the training twice. We're still learning about the training commitment and more details will be shared about that soon, but for context, training is measured in hours, not days. During go live, super users step into an active support role, helping their peers with questions, monitoring workflow issues, and serving as a first point of contact between their department and the project team. And then after go live, we expect there to still be a need for continued peer support for roughly 2 to 4 weeks. The exact length may vary by department, and that strategy will be unique by area. Like, for example, areas like oncology may need a little less time with active super users already having been live with Epic for so long, but ultimately the goal is to enable a smooth transition to Epic for every team. Overall, the super user role is designed to empower departments, strengthen communication, and make sure the transition to our new system is as smooth and successful as possible. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Khaled now to provide you with more detail about the Super User program and some key milestones and activities upcoming in planning for our Super User program.
Thank you, Stephanie. And yeah, for those first time seeing me, I'm the change manager for Project Harmony. I'll work closely with our staff, our physicians, patient advisors throughout this journey and transformation to achieve remarkable readiness and adoption of Epic and Go Live onwards. Here we can see a high-level timeline of the Super User program. It starts with the unit and team level planning sessions, and we will go in detail in the next slides about those sessions and the expectations and how to prepare for those. We will discuss with the directors and managers about how to break down those sessions. After the sessions, managers will be able to start identifying super users. Of course, we will support them as well. Project team will be analyzing the info coming from all planning sessions. Project team will be able to share more realistic picture of how Joseph Bryant Hospital super user program timeline and floor support plans will look like after we collect all the input from those sessions. Of course, we will have a better details, of course, about our education and readiness planning as well. That will help our the education team as well to have more details and for the timelines and breakdown of course catalog and all those terms that you will hear about soon. Here, I would like to pose and acknowledge the challenge. So we fully understand the concern around releasing staff that later from clinical duties for peer support activities and after go live, and its impact on delivery of care. It's not easy, and we appreciate the effort that this requires, and we will come back to this point soon. However, our focus after the planning sessions should at this stage will concentrate on key priorities, identify the super users. So work with your team to identify individuals who can serve as super users, SMEs or subject matter experts, or those people from your teams who are presenting you on those councils and working groups where the design is discussed now. Those we call them SMEs or subject matter experts. Those are ideal to be super users. Any staff with a previous experience with Epic, someone who was super user on another organization or project, or SME as well on another organization. Those are ideal people to be super users on, in addition to all those people who are excited and tech savvy and have the skills that we will elaborate more on when we meet in those sessions. We're looking for you to communicate after those sessions, the timeline of the super user role and its expectations to those identified super users. We will share one pager in those sessions with you for your ease of sharing with those individuals. The next step is for super user is to attend super user group sessions starting in March, hopefully. So those will be where we are keeping super users updated, informed about the project, and we are sharing information that they need to bring back to their teams and managers. From March, of course, to September, the workload is manageable, about 2 to 3 hours in full, of course, in full collaboration with your leader, with the managers and leaders. We will make sure that super users are kept informed and coming back to your huddles and your team meetings and sharing helpful and very important information. Of course, beside your important role as a leader. Prepare for training and engagement. So starting the first week of September, super users should complete their first Epic training session sometime that week, then another instance right before go live. throughout September to October, there will be occasional additional hours for on-the-job engagement with your teams. This is where the super users and yourself will be participating in readiness activities, and where your teams will explore system features and functions with a hands-on experience, test new devices, understand the changes to their day-to-day practice after go live. Next step is, this is where the manager important role comes in. The main commitment for managers and leaders is to ensuring staffing coverage for both clinical shifts and super user shifts during go live. We understand the risk operationally, but rest assured that we will work closely with your managers to set with you and the leaders to set realistic expectations and collaboratively manage go live support plans up to go live. We will together identify gaps and mitigate where possible to have sufficient support on the floor without any negative impact on patient care. And rest assured that we're also working with the HR leadership to develop a plan to mitigate any issues. We need to remind you that super user, you will hear a lot of expectations from other organizations, from people who were on other organizations about the resources that can be on the floors. However, a super user from your area is the only, as Stephanie mentioned, is the only person who truly understands your legacy workflows. They can map those new, their legacy workflows to the new workflows and provide the most efficient support during go live. The next will be the go live prep sessions. This is like a 60 to 90-minute session. Those will be offered multiple times during the week prior to go live. Those sessions aim to ensure that all super users, project team, leaders understand logistics of the after go live for the command center and the floor support, how to escalate submitting tickets, how to receive communications and updates from the project team about those fixes in the system, if any, and all the communications around go live and the meetings where leaders will be attending on a daily basis. Super user role at go live, so in fall 2026 go live, we're expecting from super users after go live to again, as Stephanie mentioned, we are not expecting super users to have experience of an expert of Epic, like who was using the system for years. However, the double training sessions, the additional practice opportunities, they will be prepared to answer most of the how-to questions from their peers. So technical support process. So there will be a lot of support needed technically for technical support, submitting tickets. This is where the super users can guide on how to get that support, how to escalate, how to submit the tickets, and even in some cases they will be able to get to submit the tickets themselves as well. So reminding team members of the they will remind the staff of the escalation processes and all this stuff. So and we will get to closer to go live. We will onboard you and we will share all those details with you. If we can go to the next slide, Kendra, for the planning sessions, I'll go. I know that we have only 10 minutes here. So I will connect with the directors to confirm who should share the details before every prep session. So we will look for the directors to confirm who and their teams to complete some data collection before each session, who should be on those sessions. And we will strongly recommend that directors to join and attend those for better alignment, to ensure their teams will have proper support at go live and support some decision points in the plan, like merging some spaces in one support plan. For any reason, if the director cannot join, I'm happy to have a one-to-one meeting afterwards to answer any questions. However, we're seeking the director support to get those sessions and the managers as well to get those sessions done before December 19. The goals will be, I will use the data collected to prepare a draft plan that we can review in this session. We're aiming in this session to understand the unit and the team specific for go live, the team structure, floating roles, the remote roles, review the floor support schedule that I put together based on your information, using a super user calculator that you will review in that session. By the end of this session, leaders will have a better idea about number of super users to identify from their areas and their roles, and schedule template for super users shifts for the first 3 to 4 weeks after go live. Post the session, after the session, we expect direction. We're expecting the directors to support their managers' efforts to identify super users, and of course, in addition to the support from the project team. Project team will analyze input from all those sessions, as I said, and to define the super user overall program plan and next steps. A reminder, we need to complete all the sessions before mid-September. Next slide. This is just a reminder that I'll be reaching out to our directors and leaders, and collaboration is key to ensuring sessions are completed on time. In the meantime, if you have any questions, always reach out to me, and I'll make sure always be available for your questions. I think I'm done on my end. So I think, Shauna,
Yes.
we can open the floor for the questions.
Yeah, thanks so much, Khaled. I appreciate you sort of speeding up so that we'd have the opportunity to have some real time for any questions that may have arisen, or any comments people might want to share. Please don't be shy, because I know there was a ton of terminology and there's proposed set of planning sessions. So definitely welcome questions or input. Go ahead, JP.
It's a question about the data's being asked now for the build. I mean, I know it's too early and there's things that can change in a year, but we're being asked for things that would go in a dictionary. And these asks are also happening outside of the councils. Maybe they're asked in a different council, but they're at least being asked outside of the councils I'm in. So it's just a concern that some of these items are being asked for with a short timeline. Like, for example, the item file, all those supplies that we get, and they're not getting vetted through the appropriate areas. So my big concern is just that if we're gonna take stuff out without being vetted through the appropriate people, we may be taking garbage from our system and importing into our new system.
Thank you, JP, for raising that, and definitely recognize that as an issue, and we can take that offline and talk about it a little bit further. But to your point, you're right. A lot of the asks of the councils and related working groups that are kicking off is really about collecting existing data right now in order to inform the planning going forward. So there is a fairly heavy lift, especially on some councils more than others, for that data collection on this timeline, but it is really meant to appropriately kind of front end the information gathering so that the rest of the decisions and building blocks and activities for that council kind of play out in an organized fashion.
But will there be some checking going on then? I mean, because if
I certainly, yeah. I don't think there's any intention of rushing anything or skipping any steps in terms of approvals, and all of those building blocks do have review steps in there. So we'll take your specific example offline and follow up a bit more, but certainly wouldn't want to be skipping steps. Sonia?
I appreciate the introduction to the super users, and I look forward to the meetings, the 60 to 90 minutes meeting. As we start to think about who might be a super user, question about, is there all training, will it be on site, will it be remote, will it be a hybrid, just as we think about who might be a super user?
I think we're working towards building out those plans, and we don't have the fulsome answer just yet. I think we'll have better answers for you in around December as those decisions and details kind of crystallize. It's a good question. Thank you, Sonia. Casey?
So sorry, just on the heels of Sonia's question. So then at this time, there's nothing we need to be doing to be looking towards super users. We are waiting for more information. And when we get more information, we'll know what the ask is. So then we'll be able to align the appropriate people. Is that correct?
Stacey, if you don't mind, Shauna, I'll
Yeah.
just jump in. So you will be receiving an email from CalEd shortly to plan your, we'll call it super user meeting, where additional information will be provided. There will be some prep that you'll have to do ahead of time, like basic stuff, understanding your staffing ratios, who you would schedule on a day shift,
yeah.
and that kind of stuff, all of which will be very clearly outlined and detailed in the ask to meet. At the time of the meeting, you'll get there'll be like a high level summary that will be provided to you that will help inform the next steps. But you're right, you're not out there today looking for your super users.
So wait for the email. That's all I wanted just to clarify.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
perfect. Just wait for the email.
Not seeing any other hands. I wonder if the project sponsors had any comments they wanted to make before we wrap up the meeting. All right, not hearing anything. Really appreciate the time that you've given us again today to walk you through these milestones and activities, and we will be in touch with our follow-ups. Thanks so much. Bye now.